Alrighty. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the SRU Truck Series, the Dover 124, brought to you by the BNR Racing Network. Alongside of me tonight is, well, he's not here yet, which will be Will whenever Will gets in. So, a nice, strengthy field. Have a little race day information, but first I want to brush up on the points here. So, go ahead and get that up real quick. So right now in first is Jeff Gilmore, then Kyle Heath. Kyle Heath behind 35, and then Philip Bridgman is behind by 74 points. And then Robert. So, very close there. We're at the concrete track here tonight. The phenomenal Dover. Give you a little race day information real quick. So as we see here, current track temp is 88 degrees. A mile track. Weather outside is 79 degrees Fahrenheit. It is 60% humidity. Partly cloudy with a 10 mile per hour wind. They do have 124 laps, which is 124 miles. Unlimited tires. They get 75% fuel, 2 quick fixes, and 1 attempt at a GWC. As you see, Hartwell is on top with a 22.92. Let's see if we can go ahead and see if we can talk to Mr. Brandon. Mr. Hartwell, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
How's it going, sir?
Going pretty good.
Right now, you are sitting on a pole by .05. How do you feel about that, and how is that truck going?
I turned a lot of laps in practice, and I hope that pays off. Learned where I could drive harder and where I couldn't to save a little bit of tire. I hope, but see how it goes.
Yes, sir, indeed. Do you think tire wear is going to be a big key here on this mild concrete surface?
I think tire wear is going to be everything here, especially on the concrete.
Yes, sir. All right, bud. Congratulations on the pole, Mr. Brandon, and I'll get you back up there.
Alrighty, thank you, guys.
No problem. As you heard it, Mr. Hartwell does believe that everything is going to be a key here, so I'm guessing Kyle's waiting. He ain't got much time unless he's going to start in the back, so. And like I said, that will do it for qualifying here in the SRU Truck Series. Get you the starting lineup here. So, starting P1 will be Mr. Brandon Hartwell. P2 will be Michael Yarrow. P3 will be Philip Bridgman. P4 would be Jason Adams. P5 would be William George. P6 would be Zach Deuscher. P7 would be Aaron Bradford. P8 would be Mike Chamberlain. P9 would be Terry DeGay. P10 would be Kyle Heath. P11 would be Mike Rhino. P12 would be Isaiah. P13 will be Josh Small. P14 will be Jim. P15 will be Kevin. P16 will be John. P17 will be Robert. P18 will be Josh. P19 will be Jaden. P20 will be Cliff. P21 will be Larry Blair. P22 will be Keith. P23 will be Paul. That will do it for tonight's lineup here in the SRU Truck Series. So as we continue to look at the pace track, and as the pace track gets ready to pull off here, once everybody grids up, we will see the trucks follow behind him. This is race number 9. And here we go, that wonderful view there. Let's see if I can get this out of the way and maybe put that up so it looks a little better there. And there's my partner there, Mr. Will. How are you?
I am doing okay, Brian. How are you?
All right, 23 competitors here tonight at Dover, stacked field. As we see
yes, the Monster Mile.
Ready to peel off the pit road here.
Looks like there's a couple that wasn't able to grid.
Yes, I do believe.
Fellow Bridgman starting up in P3. Look at that. Great qualifying position for Phil.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations to Hartwell there, getting the pole. We're more used to seeing him in the SRU Cup Series.
Mm-hmm.
Nice of him to come and make
A
a
truck
start here. Yep.
Philip in the 40 Overtons. I actually like that truck. Oh, that bouncy pace truck pulls off well. As Brandon Hartwell will lead the field to green. I don't know when
Yes,
their
Michael
state
Yarrow
is.
alongside him. I do. It is at lap 50 of this race.
Thank you.
You were welcome.
You were supposed to let me know that, but it's all right.
45 to 53 laps on a tank of fuel. 53 probably being the best about people saving and whatnot, but it's going to be kind of hard to save here with the likes of Hartwell in the field because he is a hard charger all the time. He doesn't, as far as I know how to slow up the pace as far as try to concern. He is on the go from the drop of the green flag. Philip Bridgman falls in line right behind him in second place. Zach Deuscher in third. That's the top 3 at the moment. Yarrow had a bad start. He fell all the way back to 5th on this opening start here at Dover. Bradford there in the 88 Mountain Dew machine. See Kyle Heath trying to make his way up through the field. I believe we only had 6 qualifiers out of the 18 that started.
That was close.
Looks like there's about 5 competitors that didn't get to grid up and start this race.
Oh, yes.
Isaiah Sutherland trying to follow his teammate up towards the front into the top 5. A great start for others and a terrible start for some.
Oh, Josh Small did that. We'll go ahead and take a look real quick and see how that is.
Oh, he clipped the apron. He clipped the center right in the dead center of 1 and 2. And man, oh man, that is always a treacherous spot. doesn't matter what part of the apron you flip in any part of the corners. It's going to basically shoot you up the track, make you incredibly tight, and meet the wall. But we do have two quick repairs in the SRU Truck Series. And caution is out. Maybe another incident came afoot.
I do believe so.
Ooh. 6 and the 12 kind of tangled. Not sure if there was contact at first. Gonna need
go ahead and bring it back a little bit more.
Yes. I think there might have been contact. I think Roy might have been checking up for Colmansberger. Perhaps, or maybe just running his normal line.
Maybe a little bump.
Yeah, he got the bump, traveled up, and met with the 6 of Cheswick. And it was on from there.
Oh, yeah. As we have a lot of pit takers here, Will, coming into the pits. Pit road speed is tricky, you know that.
I believe it's, what, 35, 45
yes.
here? 35?
30, yes, 35. Nice little spot over here.
Yeah, it's on top of the pit boxes. It may be early, only 7 laps of racing in, but still, you want the fresh tires, unlimited sets of tires here in the SRU Truck Series. So, and also, like we mentioned right at the top of the green flag, 45 to 53 laps on a tank of fuel. So you really... Top 4 came in where they left. Or came out where they came in, I should say. And after that, Heath moved up to 6th. Top 5 all came in. Oh, Bradford stayed out. My apologies. So 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, basically where they were on track, give or take, is how they exited pit road. And then Heath and George basically swapped places there. Don't really see any other type of movement besides that. Looks like Philip might be in 3rd place again on this restart. Maybe he could drop in line again and into 2nd. He had a really good start on the initial start.
I agree. Tire spin is tricky here on the concrete.
Oh, very tricky, because you're restarting at an awkward incline elevation. Sometimes you're also, depending on where you are in the field coming to the restart, you're starting, with your wheel kind of cranked because you're coming through the exit of turn 4, and it's a very, very tricky restart zone area here at Dover. Paulo Montoya, Tony Stewart, Jimmy Johnson could all attest to it.
Yes, they had their fair share here. Quite a few times.
And I wouldn't be surprised maybe to see an incident on some of these restarts, perhaps. Now, maybe this might just give everybody in the field, including Bradford, the only person I do believe to stay out here, enough fuel to possibly make it to lap 50. That would be our comp caution, our halfway, well, not quite halfway, but you get the gist. 124 miles equals out at Dover. Literally 124 is the distance because it's a mile track. Dover Downs, Delaware.
Which is a great track to go to. Been there multiple times. But, well, we do have a virtually packed crowd here.
Indeed, some of these grandstands aren't even in use anymore.
No, they're not.
So,
Look at
Let's
that.
see if
They
this
got
is
you
going to be
over
a nice and mild restart or if it's going to be
there. There's the casino,
uh,
dude.
chaotic.
No, those are hotels. Anywho, I was
I
trying
bet
to
it's a pretty
remember.
penny to get a hotel room on a race weekend here.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a little tricky down there, but as Bradford will lead them back off.
They only come here once a year now.
Yes, which is very sad. Oof, that was a little late restart. I saw
It
that.
it yes, it looked to be a little late-ish, but literally right at the end of the restart zone. But we'll have to see if that may come into effect or play or what have you. But Bradford not getting out there on this restart. Everybody, as far as Hartwell and Bridgman, even Deutscher, everybody's staying with in tow. Deutscher now going to the inside of Bridgman, as well as Hartwell going back for the lead. Got to remember 7-lap fresher tires at least on everybody but the 88 of Bradford. Michael Yarrow looks like he is just, logging laps. He fell back on the initial start. That could just be a game plan, as we see Bradford going way up, almost into the white or out of the laid down rubber that has somewhat already been laid down. But that is a very high arcing the corner method, especially if you're on worn tires. That's one good lane to be up there, but not enough rubber laid down yet on the track, I would say. As we could see here, everybody kind of log jamming up behind Bridgman, just about. I wouldn't say completely, but it's mainly behind Yarrow, I would have to say, almost. As he is just, like we said, logging laps. Pretty much everybody here being super cautious, super patient. Still early goings here. It would be very hard to have to pick a favorite in this race. The favorite would probably have to be maybe Hartwell, the pole sitter, but Deutscher is sticking with him here on this restart, giving him a run for his money, as Moss is back in the pit road.
Yeah, I think he had a little coming together on that restart.
Yeah, got to be very cautious. Some guys set their trucks up for a little bit loose early, then it gets a bit stiff on the later on in the run. Others are probably going to experience just tightness all the way through. But I can imagine on cold or new tires, it'll probably be a little bit slick, and then get the tires heated up and everything, and come up to temperature and come up to pressure. Everything should be all right. Bridgman really staying good inside the top 3. Haven't really left that spot since the start of the race. He needs to make up a little bit of points ground. I believe he missed a race or 2. So really needs to try to claw back that effort if he wants to defend that championship. How he kind of just stuck in the mud in 6th position. He's got there, and now Isaiah Sutherland going around his teammate, it looks like. Here comes Jim Fulmansberger trying to go around. Oh, and wow, Kyle shuts the door on him. Wow, slammed the door more or less coming out of turn 2.
Yep, 2 teammates, 6, 7. I know Jim did say he was battling a little tight conditions.
Just over 100 laps to go here. Still very early on. Only 22 laps logged on our 23rd mile of the race. Glacier now kind of dropping back a little bit, but still within margin of the leader of Hartwell. 0.7 of a second off. Kool-Aid inspired sponsor there for Jim. I believe Henderson might have clapped the wall coming, or maybe not Henderson, maybe the 70. Maybe he's just trying to stay out of the way there. Chamberlain. Somebody, I think, clapped the wall coming out of turn 4 the prior lap. It could have been Chamberlain. Maybe just got a bit too wide on the exit, perhaps. Or maybe he did scrape the wall. I think I do see some damage on the side of that truck. Indeed, it might have been him. Oh, man. 88 of Bradford had some very ill handling going, coming out of turn 2 there, and kind of slapped the wall a couple of times. Maybe he might be regretting not coming in and getting fresh tires compared to everybody else, but that is the strategy that you play. You can see a lot of damage on the right side of this truck. The hood's kind of burled up a little bit too. Caution is out yet again. This time on lap 27, so 20 laps after the first caution. And looks to be, is that Josh Mall again?
Josh Moss, yeah.
Oh.
Don't know what led to that.
Don't know either. Yes, the Moss machine really having some issues here today at Dover.
Trying to see if he made some contact with anything. Nope, just locked her down and that was that.
Yeah, very strange indeed. Looks like everybody coming in yet again. And we most certainly don't have to worry about fuel playing an issue as far as coming into hand before the comp caution, stage break, whatever you love to call it. Yes, that was Moss, the first couple of wrecks that we reviewed. Not Josh Mall's truck. He is in a completely different truck. Don't know why I thought that was Josh. My apologies, Josh. And that 28 yellow and red and black machine. Gonna have to remember that. He's always changing it up on me, Brian.
Yes, he does. Josh is very good for that. It is for sure. Well, we never know.
Bridgman lost 3 spots this pit stop, and we had some gainers. Yarrow up into second. Deutscher stays in third. Or was that? No, my bad. He moved back to third, lost a spot. I'll get it all right here in a second. George moved up a couple of places, it looks like, as well. Sutherland, I believe, moved up 1 spot.
Yeah, Deutscher lost a spot. As I do believe he was second under that caution.
Maybe perhaps Yarrow only possibly maybe could have took right side tires, but not quite sure. Just maybe perhaps, the few guys that were in front of him just had some really bad stops as far as, getting in the box and everything, getting out, and so on. It can be a kind of a tight compromise here in the Dover pit lane area. As you can see, Michael way up there trying to either lay down some rubber, maybe just up there against the wall. What do you think he could be doing up there, Brian? Maybe picking up some rubber, laying some rubber down?
Probably a little bit of both. Because if you see, whenever they get a little closer there, you can see some.
Yeah, there is a lot of rubber particles already up out of the gray, or in that part of the track.
Not much, but very little.
Yes.
Which is going to take a lot. Because you really don't use that portion of the track, at least until you hit turns 3 and 4. 1 and 2, you probably ain't going to use it at all. So...
Gonna get the restart here, lap 32 on 31. So, second caution of the night, 20 laps apart from one another. And hoppity-doo-dah-day, down goes the pace truck. And into the restart box we go. Now, okay, bam. And man, Hartwell takes no time. He gets in the restart zone and he goes right at the halfway point. I would be very observant of that for later on in the race if that was me, starting anywhere near that purple and black Red Bull machine. Maybe just Red Bull blue a little bit. My eyes are always deceiving me, so...
Battles all over. So
oh
the times
yes,
you
indeed.
See here are their best times. So
well, Deutscher and Hartwell are the two fastest trucks. Our drivers, literally, both of them have ran the exact same lap time. So that's always good to see, compare and contrast with lap times. Oh, very close there between Mike Rhino and Jim Coleman'sberger. Jim Coleman'sberger almost got into Rhino, but he was able not to. Almost close enough for netcode to occur, but thank goodness it didn't, as Bridgman trying to make up some lost ground. And Mike Rhino finally getting inside the top 10 here, it looks like, as he got really tight there, walked it up the track, but he's going to be able to get some drive off. Who would you pick, Brian, out of, let's say, who's in this race, who was able to start? Who would you have to pick as, your no-doubt winner of the race?
if they could start getting their strategies out, I would say either Yarrow or Kyle, but yet again that could change. We don't know, but I would have to say it'd probably be either one of those two.
Well, I'm just going to throw a whole list of people out there. Hartwell, Deutscher, Yarrow, Heath. Once Heath finally gets inside the top 5, I think he's biding time like a lot of other people are at the moment. But that's my short list of guys I think at the moment is going to be fighting it at the end. We've seen Deutscher, once he's got into second place behind Hartwell, not really letting go too far, so trying to keep him within reason. And Sutherland, once Isaiah has gotten up here inside the top 5, he has not let go of these positions either, so
Nope.
It is just a lot of competition in the SRU Truck Series. It's normally a tight-knit field anyway, and whenever there's this many good group of drivers and talented sim racers, you just never know who might be able to walk away with that checkered flag, or at least a virtual checkered flag.
I agree with you.
A little bit further down the line, Duguay and Smalls looks to possibly have a scrap going on. At least they're close in the intervals. Get it out eventually, will it? So Josh really tries to be as competitive as he can be. He's kind of like Kyle. Oh, third caution of the evening. What is this one for? It looks like all the trucks are in rotation. Oh man. Man, oh man. Well, I wonder if, well, that time it was just pure looseness out of turn 2. I thought he stopped on track again. I was going to say, Jason! But, looks to be just a driver error, literally, that time, so might want to give a little bit more benefit of the doubt, but still, I think that is literally the third caution I believe he has brought out. So maybe, I don't know, Brian, maybe he should have got a little bit more practice or a little bit more of a handle before saying, hey, I want to actually start tonight. But that's just my opinion. Don't want to hurt nobody's opinions or feelings or hearts, but sometimes if you just don't got it, it might just be better to, say, hey, better not race tonight. I don't want to be in the way. So depending on if they get this caution back under green real quick. Oh wow, look at Deutscher. That race off of pit road was incredible. With how many or with everybody doing what they could right there. Kevin Roy staying out. I kind of like this call because there's only going to be a few. Oh, man, Kevin, you got my hopes up, man.
I hate to tell him pit road was closed. As you see there was red lights.
Oh, man. Entering a closed pit, that's going to be an EOL, right?
I believe so. Either that or a drive-through.
Bruh. Just give me an EOL.
It's whatever iRacing gives them. iRacing is very weird. It's very... It all depends, really, I guess.
In real life, it's end of the longest line.
Well, then that's probably what it is. So he'll probably go to the back.
Hopefully that's all it is. Wouldn't want to do a drive-through here.
No, that was... You get lapped twice doing that.
At least, yes. Well, yeah, more than likely.
So, 5 laps to go before they take their little break here, so...
It's going to be less than that. It may be 3. Maybe, I think it's going to be 3. Maybe a 3-lap shootout here.
Well,
very interesting.
Tomorrow we head to North Wilkesboro for the last time for the Cup cars.
Yes, I believe we've been there in the other BNR racing series, the Xfinity and the truck, and they both did pretty good. I would have to say both pretty great races. Lots of action in both. And can't wait to see what the Cup cars hold in store for us tomorrow. But yes, restart is about to be back underway, coming to lap 47. So I wonder if Deutscher is going to try to get the lead here, or if he's, Deutscher, he likes to just wait until it's actually time to go for that checkered flag. So I don't know if he's going to be too worried about trying to be in the lead at this moment in time, or still play that patience game.
BH. That is not me, by the way.
Where do you see BH at?
On the track map.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, pace truck pulls off, and they get ready to go for the third time.
Let's see if Deutscher can time Hartwell's restarts. And no, he cannot. That is going to lose him second place, at least to Yarrow. Hartwell goes literally in the center of the restart zone. I've only got to watch, I want to say, 2 Cup races with him in it, but still, knowing what we know, Bridgman almost got in the wall there, letting it all hang out on that outside lane. His color blue almost looks like the blue that's on Kyle Heath's truck, just about. Yes, man, everybody jockeying for position back here. That is just outside the top 10. Jason Adams holds that final spot as Duguay almost slapped the wall, but got really close.
Well, next week, these boys go to Darlington.
Oh my. Let's see if we can come up with some type of strike counter or something. That's going to be hard, but the ones who can keep it off the wall the least will probably be front runners in that one. As we are expecting to get the top caution at the end of this lap. So Deutscher got back around Sutherland.
Oh, Deutscher fell.
What happened to Deutscher?
Don't know. Don't even see him in there. So I'm guessing that last caution was their stage break because they would have thrown it already. So
Yes, good possibility. Maybe they accepted lap 45 as the comp caution, perhaps, like you were saying. It seems to be that way at this moment in time, until proven otherwise.
agree. Yeah, I don't know what happened with that. Here, the 96 of William George. Solid P4. And behind him is Mr. Tire Saving Enthusiast, Mr. Yarrow. Jim Coleman'sberger gets on by Philip Bridgman there.
kind of looking like one of those typical Dover races. Everybody just kind of gets in line, kind of rides it out for a little bit until they get enough of momentum to pass their fellow competitor in front of them. Everybody just kind of stalls out in that racing line there, that bottom lane through the corners. You can see Yarrow coming up on the 96 of George, trying to find a way around. As Coleman'sberger still just doing, riding his own race with his own pace at the moment. Like you said a while ago, Brian, just conserve that tire and make sure you don't plateau off the cliff.
Oh, you see there, Isaiah Sutherland, from where he started, he is up 10 spots.
He's got to be our biggest mover in the race at the moment. Got to be. Maybe Jim is?
Yes.
No, Jim. I think Jim started. Where'd Jim start?
Jim's only up 8. Oh, there you go. It tells you.
Yes. Maybe if I look a little bit more around, I might be able to find something. Oh, we got a smoker. The 6 truck is down there blowing up. Man, tough night for the 6 of Cheswick. Very tough night.
He's out here having fun doing what he likes to do, so that man don't worry about nothing. As you see here, Sutherland now being under attack from Yarrow.
Michael Yarrow.
We'll go ahead and get back to that.
Yarrow able to make the pass cleanly on Sutherland. As Kyle Heath now in the 2nd position, trying to chase down Hartwell. On the scoring and timing power, it still shows Deutscher.
Yeah, point. See if I can reload the overlay here. Maybe it'll. Save it.
Well, wasn't quite too sure. I was trying to listen in on the Xbox party I'm in, and no communication is there, so. At least no one's talking, that is, so. Anyway, concentrating and possibly whatever made Zach, maybe he had a power outage real quick or an internet outage. One of the two possibly could have occurred because, man, he was running strong.
Oh, well, we can go to our favorite segment of the night real quick. We haven't done that in a bit, so.
Alrighty, the crank it up portion with the nice wall and maybe a couple of onboard cams here and there, maybe, hopefully, one day.
As here, Jason Adams and Philip Bridgman. Going at it. 4P9. Pit stop should be coming up here. Oh, Phil, that's the wall.
Yeah, that's about the third time Bridgman has tanked the wall.
Old tires tend to play a key, so old tires are starting to wear quick, Will, on a concrete surface like this where, excuse me, tires are rough on the trucks.
Yes, during the crank it up portion, we saw a handful of competitors slap the wall a couple of times. Even riding on board, I believe Kyle Heath might have nudged it just a little bit. Michael Yarrow, second and a half behind Hartwell, as Kyle Heath 3 seconds off the pace of Hartwell that he has been setting. and Sutherland and Coleman'sberger rounds out the top 5. I would expect pit stops, at least green flag for the leaders to be occurring, maybe lap 88 to 96, perhaps.
How many laps are they getting?
45 to 53, I do believe.
Okay, yeah. So roughly around there.
You can just see how much the Monster Mile can beat you up as, the 88 of Bradford, who was running up, oh my goodness, who was running up inside the top 5, top 10 earlier in the race, also led a couple of laps, now dropping a lap down to the race pace of the leader, of Hartwell. That's going to mean that Michael Yarrow going to have to navigate the same traffic.
Boy, they sure as heck get close to that wall.
And some of them, as we were riding on board with, I noticed Isaiah, he was really cutting it close with that asphalt apron as well. He was really playing it close to his chest with that. Some drivers kind of staying not too far. Oh, Josh Small pounded the wall off of turn 4. Sure hope Josh is okay.
As you see, Kevin Roy applying the pressure to the back. Oh, Lloyd George in the wall, and Jason Adams. As Terry Duguay will get by, try to get by William George. And Kevin
Roy. Trying to do the same.
Well, that's
like
what I mean about old tires.
Yep, they will jump out from underneath you and into the wall you will go. As Duguay looks to get the position back on George.
Oh, Philip Bridgman back in the wall again back there.
But he was able to keep it up there and not collect anybody else. I believe that was Henderson behind him, trying to do some evasive maneuvering.
As you see here, George will bring her down to the pits.
So,
Cheswick.
aha! Right as I suspected, lap 88 or 87-ish, 87, 88, whatever. I was basically right. Let me just have that. Anyway.
Yes, you can have that.
Oh man, Terry, big moment coming out of turn 2, and he decided then I'm for sure going to bring it down pit road. As the 58 machine of Henderson goes one lap down to the race leader. Hartwell showing tremendous pace here tonight. Just literally setting him up and putting him down. I don't think he has any damage to the right side of that machine. At least not as far as I can tell. No, he does not. Looks very clean. Well polished. As if it just came out of the race shop. But you got to look at it like this. Michael Yarrow is not really letting him go too far. I would say maybe a second and a half is all he's got out of the windshield of Yarrow. But, you know, oh, Bridgman back into the wall again. Poor Phil. He went from having a pretty good night to a terrible night.
See Rhino in the pits, Kevin Roy, Sutherland.
Will it benefit them to come in early try to get the undercut on these race leaders and have that fresh tire advantage. Maybe, maybe not, depending on how much time is left, how many laps are left by the time these race leaders eventually do pit.
Kyle Heath
I don't
now in
really
the pits.
I don't really expect them to go too many more laps. Man, Josh Mall, he had a 14.6 second stop. Oh, Isaiah cutting it close there.
Oh yeah.
He's like, excuse me, Josh, I am coming through, warming up on the pit exit lane just like you, but I got places to be, people to see.
Philip
Times.
coming down. The Hartwell coming into the pits.
And Dover, super tricky pit road to get onto because you're turning off of that concrete onto the asphalt. Very awkward transitioning from the banking onto the flat, and different, two different track compounds as far as you know, concrete and asphalt goes. It makes you makes the tire feel totally different, so gonna make the truck feel totally different. And you're having to come off the racetrack from about let's say 160 all the way down to 35 miles per hour. So at least that's what we believe or think that pit road speed is. I believe it is
Yarrow
35.
now making his pit stop. Cheswick trying to stay out the way, not get in no one's way.
Yeah, he's just trying to finish the race at this point. Let's see what type of gains that Bridgman can make now that he has a fresh tire. He lost a lot of track position on his last set of tires. Kyle Heath is barely ahead of Hartwell. Just barely ahead of Hartwell. There is that battle now, as Hartwell has caught up to Kyle Heath. Looks like he's going to make a pass attempt into turn one, and he does. But Hartwell has the fresher tire out of the two here. That doesn't mean that Heath is just going to roll over and play dead. He's still going to try and stay within reason here of Hartwell. But that fresh tire, Brian, you know just as well as I do how much gains or just how quick that fresh tire will be compared to even 8 or 10 lap old tires.
Yep. There's an advantage, especially on the surface at Dover. And yet again, depends on how hard they push.
So the undercut gained Kyle Heath a little bit of time and ground, but not by much, I guess you could say. And we're just going to have to wait and see here in the closing 20 some odd laps, 22, 23, if his teammate Sutherland will be able to catch, and Yarrow as well. They are about a second and a half behind Heath as Hartwell makes his way around some traffic.
This is why I like Dover, because it don't matter where you sit, you can see everything.
Well, that is also the perks of it being a high bank mile track. Basically, it's a bowl if you think about it. You know, if you're sitting in the stands from this type of point of view, you're looking down into a bowl. Think about it.
Oh yeah. Come back here. Look at Yarrow looking to run down Kyle Heath. But
Indeed.
Hartwell's setting his pace. He is pulling. So.
Yeah, he's already checked back out. He is trying to get another zip code away as Phillip plays with the wall again, it looks like. Yarrow now setting up Heath to try to get around him. Yarrow as well has the fresher tire compared to the two teammates he is in between. Looks like Yarrow might try the same maneuver that Hartwell did, and indeed he goes for it. Not enough time, I don't think, for Yarrow to run down Hartwell, but this might be the finish that we see.
Yarrow is a very strong competitor, though. That
oh yes,
he's always got
very
his
consistent.
Like you said, Hartwell's in a whole different area code right now. So, almost about 2.5 seconds.
Terry Duguay now in the 54, 1 lap down. First car, truck, 1 lap down. So, next would be Kevin Roy. If the caution was to fly right now, Duguay would be back on the lead lap. I kind of thought Jason Adams had a little bit more pace than 11th place tonight. Just I kind of expected Jason to be a 8th, maybe 6th place truck here tonight after, you know, just some previous runs we've seen him have at Dover, but just
that also comes with staying out late.
Yes. He was one of the final 2 trucks to pit. So, just played the strategy cards a bit wrong, I guess you could say.
So, in their eyes, they're banking on the caution. But I still don't think it'll probably won't do him unless he stays out. But, well, you know and I know, fresh tires mean everything here. So... But yes,
looks like
Terry,
William George. Oh, go ahead.
But yes, it does look like Terry Duguay is gonna be that safest spot if they do get a caution. Phillip, I do believe, might have pushed a little bit too early. As you see, he's gonna lose another spot to Jason Adams.
Yep, that moves Jason back inside the top 10 now. But William George, he's having a pretty decent run tonight. He was inside the top 5 earlier, just apparently just didn't have the capability of constantly staying there throughout the night.
Just running laps, pacing, looking to run down Mr. Jim there and hopefully gaining another position.
Michael Yarrow is within a second now of Hartwell's pace, within the leader's graphs, just about 0.8 of a second now. And 10 laps to go. Now 9 laps to go. Can Michael Yarrow reel in the 25 of Hartwell? It looks to be. I believe this is happening. It is Hartwell who pitted. I would want to say about 4 or 5 laps, maybe 4 before Yarrow. I think he came in 94, 95. Yarrow came in like 97.
I think so.
Which I was surprised, but
yeah, well,
man.
Yarrow didn't lose nothing because he had a 23-second lead over Adams and still came out second. So while the other guys were a lap down, they had to get their wave rounds bypassing Yarrow and bypassing Adams. So really, Yarrow didn't lose too much. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, he might have been 2.5 seconds whenever he came out the pits off the leader, but having that fresh tire, he has been able to run him down. And they might they are going to encounter some traffic here. Bradford there in the 88. Cheswick coming back out onto the track as well. Riding on board, looking back from Yarrow inside the cab. This is as close, besides Deutscher, that anyone has been race pace to Hartwell tonight. 5 laps to go as they maneuver around the 70 of Chamberlain.
Boy, Yarrow can just hug that bottom good and get that run off. That is what's going to matter here in these closing laps. Yarrow's just able to get it down and get that run off.
Yes, he is really able to apex, like basically hit the apex of 1 and 2 precisely. A little bit higher line on the entry of turn 3, but still able to, I think he slapped the wall slightly. Maybe not. No damage, I don't think, on the 99.
Nope.
But
wait a little bit.
Maybe a
little
little
bit. No, that's his paint scheme.
That's
of
just
that
the
grade.
yeah. 2 laps to go, coming to 2 to go. This time by Hartwell in the lead, just barely, over Yarrow. Yarrow got really wicked loose there, coming out of turn 4 that time. The elevation change coming up and going down into the corners. About, what would you say, Brian? About 3.5 stories. So
yeah, I would say.
White flag going to be waved this time by. I think Yarrow might.
Yarrow hit the wall.
Oh, Yarrow's in the wall. Yes, he is. Oh, this race is definitely going to Hartwell this time. Yarrow was literally laying it all on the line. Unless Hartwell has some type of drastic mistake here in turns 3 and 4, it's going to be Hartwell. And it is Hartwell coming out of turn 4 to get the checkered flag. Yarrow literally left it all out on the table, but couldn't get there. Heath, 5 seconds back, finishes in 3rd, rounds out the podium. Isaiah Sutherland, hard charger, up to 4th place whenever it was all said and done. And was that Jim Coleman-Sparger with the top 5? No, Mike Rhino with the 5th position in the 34 machine. Jim was the final truck on the lead lap. I read it as it kind of disappeared there. So I thought I saw Jim in 5th, but anyway, good result for William George, as we said as well. I believe he finished where he started in that 6th position. Good run here tonight. Brandon Hartwell qualified on the pole. Pretty much dominant performance by Brandon.
Oh yeah. He dominated here tonight. Started on the pole, finished on the pole. Who was the big mover? I think Sutherland. Uh, yes. Well, let's see
Did
what
you
we.
talk to Brendan after qualifying?
I did.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I was gonna ask him about his qualifying lap.
Well,
I
we'll
was
go
kind of
ahead and talk to Brandon real quick. Oh yeah, no, I done that.
yeah. Thank you, because I was momentarily away before. Anyway, Brandon, got a copy?
Gotcha, boss.
Hey, good to hear from you again. Last time I saw you was a few weeks back in the Cup Series, man. Like, uh, good to see you in the trucks coming to Dover here. You qualified on pole, and you basically just dominated this thing. Just tell us how you were able to do that there, Brandon.
Uh, keep them all behind me. Uh, I don't know. This had to be my best ever Dover race that I've ever had in iRacing.
Just how are you able to attack the corners as well as you are, Brandon?
Early in the run, I wasn't even using brake, but middle of the run, I was like braking, entering the turn, and it would help me exit the turn. And I don't know, it just felt right, all all race. Sorry.
Deutscher and you on the restarts looked like Zach was going to be a threat there for a while until whatever happened to him, and then Yarrow in the closing stages in the final 10 laps just kind of came out of nowhere. What did you think of Michael just coming up on you like that?
That's just Yarrow. Yarrow race you hard every, or he always has a good long run car, and I don't know how Yarrow does it, but tonight it was just car was awesome, and I was driving real hard knowing he was coming. Just made him eat up too much tire, or whatever he did. I think he got into the wall off four, but
Mm-hmm.
heck of a race. That was awesome.
It 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 for sure was to come down to Yarrow chasing you down in the closing stages. That I almost wasn't expecting. I thought you were up there sitting pretty in another in a whole nother area code, and all of a sudden Michael ran you down like you said, kind of vintage Yarrow there, just being sneaky and methodical, buying his time, and however he is able to do it, just trying to run you down at the end. But like you said, he did slap the wall significantly pretty hard. Brandon, tell us how you were able to stay out of the wall just about all night up until I think towards the end you might have nicked it once, but pretty much all night you never really came close to it.
I had actually ran like 150 laps in practice, just working on exiting the corner, because I knew if you hit the wall one good time, you're gonna screw up the whole run, and that helped a lot. Just doing so many laps.
Brandon, do you know whether or not you'd be here next week for Darlington?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't know what's planned with the family or not.
Oh, 10-4, but could you give us a little bit of insight or what we might be able to look forward to though?
Darlington, I absolutely love that place, so I might just have to make it to where I do run next Friday. Um, Darlington's a really technical track, though. It's a really tough track. Darlington, Lady in Black.
Yes, with both ends being completely opposite of one another, and the straightaways being, I would say, equally as bumpy, and you never know what could happen at Darlington. It is such almost like Dover. You just never know what can happen. But great to see you in the Truck Series here tonight, Brandon. Dominant performance, man. I honestly don't know how you did it. Dover was always a hit or miss track for me. But got any shout outs or anything else you'd like to add about tonight's race before we let you go, Brandon?
Oh yeah, shout out to the league for putting on another great race. This was a lot of fun. shout out to my team, BFR Racing, for just putting on a good show.
Right on. Awesome job there tonight, buddy. I did talk to you earlier. So, about your qualifying, you set the field to the green and you'll end up coming out victorious. So, that will do that here. Hopefully, see you next week. And I'll get you back up there.
Thanks, guys.
No problem, bud. Unfortunately, Yarrow does not have a mic. His mic isn't set up yet. That is very unfortunate. I've always wanted to hear Mr. Yarrow and his thoughts, but I guess now we head to Mr. Kyle.
Bass pedals and gig up.
Sorry. No, I don't know. I don't know when he talks. That's the worst thing. So, bass pedals, yes.
Just
Good.
just get the old walking cane and just grab him by the neck with it and just yank him. Anyway, hey Kyle.
We would have talked to Yarrow, but Yarrow texted me on Discord and said, "Well, my mic ain't set up." So I'm like, "Okay, well that leaves me to Kyle."
He never has a mic set up, so you don't ever have to worry about interviewing him at all.
I'm sitting there. I'm like, bet you I'm gonna pull Kyle and he's gonna be talking again.
Yep, I was in the middle of a great conversation.
My bad.
And I was
Bloop. Kyle, I was kind of surprised that you wasn't ever able to get up and really battle for the lead here. We saw you try to do an undercut there with that green flag pit stops, or only green flag pit stop of the night there. Came towards the end of the race, and we saw you just barely was able to be in front for a moment. Just tell us how hard it looked to make passes and get through the traffic, Kyle.
Well, like I said, I had the lead for a moment, maybe. I'm not sure if I even led a lap, honestly. The track for me, especially behind another vehicle, it gets real pushy. And driving this track, it wears out your right front tire. And for about, I don't know, a 35, 40 lap run, yeah, I can really tell big time that the car gets real pushy. But running through the traffic, I mean, I had a little scary moment at one point, but other than that, I mean, it was a fun race, honestly. Once when we had those green flag runs, that was pretty spectacular.
What was the scary moment, Kyle, if I don't mind to...
Well, I know I had a scary moment at one point. I think on that last restart, Isaiah, I think he smacked the wall a little bit or got loose, and we all kind of checked up. I was 3 wide, and that's kind of scary at Dover to go 3 wide.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, indeed.
Yeah. And I know one car just recently came out the pits, I think. I didn't know if he was going to go high or stay low or whatnot, and I had to make an abrasive turn left. That was the other scary moment that I had.
Next week is Darlington, Kyle.
That's my baby. That's my baby. That's my lady in black right there. Man, ooh.
Do you think are you going to be qualifying next week? Or are you going to look to get the pole?
I really don't qualify in the truck series. I just enjoy starting in the back. This is a fun series for me. I enjoy it every single race I do. It's just mainly practice, and I just enjoy racing with these guys, man. It don't matter where I start. If I qualify or don't qualify, it really don't matter where I start. I just enjoy racing. But with the lady in black, I know with that track, is definitely track position is going to be key because it's very hard to pass. And it's very easy to get in trouble, so I think I probably will qualify next week. If I do get the race.
Oh, yes,
Fridays are not a given for me.
Yes, sir. Trying to think.
don't think too much.
I know, right? Tough night tonight for questions because I don't have any on the brain. Um, were you hoping maybe a late caution might come out, so you might have something for Hartwell, or?
Oh yeah, man, I was really hoping for a late caution. That way, everybody come in, get tires, and there's just be balls to the walls, just all out to the checker flag. But it didn't happen. But I was able to come away with a podium finish in third, and I mean,
Yeah, when it
congratulations,
was all
Brent.
said and done, you.
What's that?
I was just gonna say, whenever the checkered flag flew, you were only about just over 5 seconds. So like that undercut, almost worked for you. As well, I mean, it did. Like you walked away with a third place finish. I mean, that's pretty good. So.
Yeah, fresh tires are key over here, especially if you can,
Hmm.
especially if you can manage your tires. Yarrow, he's very good at managing tires. He's like the master at managing tires.
Yes,
At the
he
I thought he
beginning,
is.
was gonna get him,
yeah,
but he really knocked the wall down there, coming to one to go, and yeah.
yeah. I don't know what happened. I noticed on my relative where I was actually catching him kind of quick. I'm pretty sure I don't know when he pitted. I know he pitted after me. He might have pitted after Hartwell,
Hmm.
and he was able.
I
He
think it
had
was lap 97.
Yeah, he had a little bit fresher tires, but I know he was driving the wheels off of that sucker. I mean,
He was.
yeah, he was booking it. I think he just at that point he really couldn't manage his tires too much because it was pretty much going for the win. So I'm pretty sure he drove his wheels off and just lost his front end a little bit. But I mean, he did a hell of a job, and Hartwell did a hell of a job. Congratulations to him. I mean, he was the class of the field pretty much. I don't know how he
Yeah,
did it. He had that truck on a rail.
pretty dominating performance, like you said. Did look like it was on a rail. Not he had a pretty good lane. He was about a I would say about maybe 2 foot off of the apron. Not getting it. He wasn't getting it as far down as Sutherland or Yarrow was, but he was. I think he just had the right, just able to cut it down just good enough through the corners, not getting too greedy with it.
Yeah,
But
I mean Dover is definitely a rhythm track. It took
indeed,
me it's hard for me to get a rhythm at this track because you can just slip up just a little bit going into a
and
corner
you're in the
and
wall.
your whole corner is kind of off a rhythm. Usually I can get a good 3 to 4 laps of a good rhythm, and then if I just slip just a little bit, I'm out of rhythm. And it takes me a lap or two to get back into it.
Got to be like Johnny Cash and just get rhythm. Um, well, congratulations on the solid run tonight, Kyle. Always good to see you finishing up there, and hopefully you have a good run Sunday night in the Cup Series. So,
Well,
um,
thank you.
yes, sir. And you know, Brian, got anything you want to ask him before we let him go, and before he gives you shout outs or anything?
Oh, the only thing I can say was, I mean, I did pick him to win when he asked me who were my two or whatever it was, whoever I was. I said it's either gonna be him or Yarrow, but they ended up coming home in the top three. So that's because I know Heath and Yarrow are very consistent. So 9 times out of 10, those two are gonna be my picks. But well, pretty much no, I don't. It's just Mr. Kyle, Mr. Consistent. So he kind of reminds me of a Brandon Moore, always up there in the front towards the end.
Yeah, I mean, talking about consistent, I just try to stay consistent
Mm-hmm.
throughout my whole race. I know at the beginning, for some reason, man, I just love eating the walls up. I mean, the walls are
Yes, you
freaking
do.
tasty. Oh my goodness. I don't know why I kept eating the wall up. My wheel be straight, and I still just go up and scrape the wall, just being straight. I don't understand why.
That's because the wall loves you, but you still find your
Yeah,
way to the front and
well,
you still
I
do
mean it.
good.
I mean, it is Dover the monster, so hey,
Mm-hmm.
hey, it kept biting me a little bit.
Yes, sir. And for you, I will see you Sunday night out on track. Good luck,
Yes,
and
sir. At
I'll get you.
Martinsville.
Yes, sir. I'll get you back up there, and awesome job on the P3, but
Thanks, Brian.
no
Thanks, Will.
problem. All right, well, you know what to do.
Well, for myself, Brian Hunt, we'd like to thank everybody for coming and giving us a look in the SRU Truck Series. Everybody rooting for their favorite competitor or driver here tonight. B&R Cup Series tomorrow night, North Wilkesboro, like we've talked about. But until then, we want to wish everybody a good night and a good day.